Okay.
Apa?
So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Kiat Wants to Know. I forget this, which chapter already? Which episode? I think it's episode 5. Should be 5 already. Yeah, the 5th person. It's going to be my episode. I'm happy. It's good. And it's actually, now that I think of it, I have met a lot of people that I'm very, very interested that I wanted to talk to them and get to know them more. Oh, good me. Okay, so I have written down things that I want to share to the audience. So I want to give a short introduction to the viewers here, the listeners here. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is a man with a very cheeky and mischievous energy around him, and it's often fun to have him around. But please don't let his appearance fool you. He's one of the most intelligent person that I met. Really, very humble, intelligent, and sometimes out of the place. I don't think his sometimes his mind is wander around, and I really appreciate it because sometimes I can
Yeah.
So, Imran, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, my name is Imran. Nice to meet you. I've known CK for a very long time.
You met at Toastmaster, is it? When is it?
I think that was 2008. No, not 18. 2016. Yeah, around 2016 to 17 and 18.
This years ago. Damn.
16 onwards. Yeah.
6 years. I didn't know that. Okay.
Damn. Time flies, don't it, CK?
Time flies.
From college to here we are.
So,
anyways, I'm a psychology student still doing my studies. I also do part-time, Grab and dog daycare. And now a little shout out to volunteering to help for the Sunrise program of Embrace Autism Malaysia, EAM. Yeah.
you want to tell us more about that? No, you say the things, but I have no idea what is that.
It's basically an autism program where you can become
Become autism.
Not become autism, embrace autism.
Okay, please do share more because I'm aware that I'm aware of people having that growing up, right? But so what is this organization or what is this movement for?
This organization basically is like a support organization to families with children that are gifted with special kids that think differently, but that we call them autistic. But autism is a very varying range because I too have family that is of that category. But you know what? They still communicate and they think differently. It's just.
They're okay. Can you can you explain more about what is autism and what does this, when you say help, right, what is the help in what's the action that you guys are taking?
Okay, so the help that we are doing with this Sunrise program is basically they train volunteers that willingly join this program, the Sunrise program, to be like a buddy or mentor to this young autistic kid.
Oh.
And it doesn't have to be autistic. Sometimes it could be ADHD or hyperactive. Generally, just kids with a lot of energy sometimes. Yeah, so it's depending on the case, and they'll train you according to the kid that they assign you to a certain family, and you can earn as well through that like a little side income if you have the patience for it and you can learn.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know they pay, but if there's a small incentive, there's definitely going to a small rewarding to the one who is spending the time and energy and loving their heart to the people in needs. Especially I think this group of people, especially autisms and ADHD, is very, very less represented. Because I didn't know about autism, I didn't know about ADHD until when I start learning about self-help and stuff like that. Then suddenly people talk about ADHD, people talk about depression, people talk about. I mean, I was exposed to ADHD, depression, like bipolar and stuff like that. So that's it's only when I actively go seek for them, seek for all these words, then only I get to know them. So yeah, I would say they are really misrepresented or less represented.
I mean, I'm not surprised because if you think about it, right, like only since MCO started, now we actually look at mental health as a genuine issue that goes around among us, even families or anything. It's all how we view mental health.
Before MCO, is it not as obvious or like more apparent?
Well, okay, for a quick example, and a personal example would be that, before this, like let's say 2015, when I just finished SPM, usually when people say they want to study psychology, it's usually met, for a lot of the psychology students, they met with a lot of, why the hell do you want to study psychology? It's such an odd career.
Yeah.
You know, like it's not, is it a science or is it an arts thing? Or you want to counsel people? And the always often used sentence like, oh, you want to work at Tanjong Rambutan, is it? You want to go...
Today? Because the first, actually this is one of the questions I want to ask you along the way, because I want to ask, like, what's the most common misconception that the people have for psychology students, especially psychologists. So for me, the first one that I frequently get is for psychology student is, well, you can read people's mind now. That's the I think that's the very low kind of question, and just get it out of the way first.
This is the most basic of the questions, to be honest. Yes. To be honest, it's the most basic, and it's like, okay, fine.
Yes, I can read mine. I can read that you want to eat things right now.
Yeah. Oh, is astrology part of the psychology and all that? It's like, no, not yet. It's a pseudoscience. That's a pseudoscience.
Pseudoscience, but pseudo, is it?
Pseudoscience means that it's like it's like pseudoscience is like Chinese medicine. Well, what lah? Chinese medicine to some degree, or hypnotism.
So it's something that you cannot prove, like in writing, in physical. That is
there's some mystic element to it.
Okay, makes sense. I understand. That's so cool.
You know, mystic, or maybe undiscovered yet, or unexplored, unquantifiable yet. Who knows? We don't know. I don't know future. Just spitballing.
Yeah. Okay, so going back to the first question is the
autism or the
the autism.
Or the psychology students.
The autism part first, then psychology students the second. Okay, what's the question I asked again about the autism one? How do you get in touch with this organization again?
To be honest, I can't really recall myself. All I remember was the feeling of like, oh, you know what? I want to earn some money.
Yeah, makes
and
sense.
I also want to volunteer, but I want to see what can I volunteer that, like, because I do volunteering in my own free time. Like, it's the time of, just a quick shout out, it's the time of Ramadan. If you have no money to give, you can use your time as a youth, Pakailah masa tu untuk buat kerja halal lah, rather than buat bodoh.
There's another one that I want to go through today. Is actually like, because I, as a Malaysian Chinese, I stay in Malaysia. I grew up and stay in Malaysia for like 30 years right now, and I have roughly know nothing about Muslims. Especially like I saw my Muslim friends constantly like go prayers in the mosque, like every Friday I have prayers and stuff like that, but I have no idea like today when I called my Muslim friends, very a close buddy of mine, Afiq, and so I asked whether you want to come and we just walk around, do our casual walking, and I want to catch up with him, and he said no, I cannot, I have prayers today. And then I said, okay, no, prayers not normally take like 15-20 minutes. I mean that's what I experienced. But he told me he have like 3 different types of prayers, just like 2, 5, and 23, I think. Then I was like, what is this? I have no idea. This is very new to me.
5? Why got 5?
I don't know. I might butcher the number. But it's like
2, 4, maybe 23 lah.
Yeah. I think that one. So I have I might want you to explain to me because I have no idea what
Oh,
is that.
can, don't worry. Just what that's a very valid question to ask, and I would say it's very brave of my good friend here, CK, to ask because this is the problem in Malaysia. Back then, all our grandparents were talking, oh, we all know each other and all that, and look at this generation, we barely know each other's religion and all that.
Exactly. This is the point that I that came to me until I wanted to talk to you.
Well, you know what? I'm a bit well read in the English version, I would say, so I'm not that qualified yet to speak on it, but I will give my best notes of my studies of Islam.
So it's for me, it's best to roughly know something than totally don't know about something.
Okay, so what your friend was referring to is the 2, 4, and 23. He was referring to okay, the 2 is the one that he's doing. I'm assuming that is the prayer he does before the masjid or the prayers. It's like an optional prayer that you could do.
Mm-hmm.
Usually it's done in every prayer, like in the mosque or and then so that's only 2. So that's optional. You can do it or not to do it. You can just go straight into the prayer, which is 4. 2 which goes to 4. 4 which is the so Muslims pray 5 times a day. There's the morning ones, Subuh, Zohor, Asar, Maghrib, and Isha. Subuh is the sunrise, Zohor is the afternoon, Asar is the evening, Maghrib is the sunset, and Isha is the nighttime.
Sunset and nighttime, is there a difference? It's like sunset is like just nice. You see the sun come down, like you can still see the sky. Is it?
Yeah, sunset. Because that is the time that also signifies when we do our Maghrib prayers, which is the 3 prayers.
Okay.
Because we pray 5 times a day. Because each of those 5, they have different prayer times. This one you pray 2 times, like 2 raka'ats we call it. Like one full cycle of, you see how Muslims they do the and then go down on the floor, then they stand back up again. Okay, that's 1 raka'at when they stand up again.
Okay.
So Subuh is 2, Zohor is 4, Asar is 4, Maghrib is 3, Isha is 4. So most likely when your friend was mentioning the 2, 4, and 23, he reached to the mosque. Then the call for prayer comes, so he did the optional prayer 2, then the 4 prayers, which is this one, for the Isha prayers we call it, the nighttime prayers. And then the 23 is a special prayer because it is the month of Ramadan. Ramadan is a special month to Muslims because this is the month where in our holy text is, to my understanding, it is that the devils, the big devils, like
there's devils. Hold on. Okay, continue.
Like shaitan,
Yeah.
Christians have Satan. Yeah, we call it shaitan. But then there's shaitan, and then there's also Iblis, if I'm not mistaken.
Iblis
is a type of demon. Because if you go into it, it goes very. Good thing I'm also a bit versed in the mythologies of this. So Iblis is a different type of the jinn. So jinns, like the genie.
Yep.
Genie from like that guy. No, not Will Smith. Well, some. Oh, excuse me. Anyways, so during the month of Ramadan, the big devils, the shaitan and all that, they are chained. The gates of hell are closed. Well, I think closed or chained for this month of Ramadan. So this month of Ramadan is where we also do our fast for the month, so that we fast from sunrise to sunset, and we can do the special prayers, which is Tarawih. Tarawih is the prayer that we can do only in the month of Ramadan, that we pray 23 times. 20 for Tarawih and then 3 zikir. Zikir? I can't remember it. So yeah, that's why it's 23. So Ramadan, that's why Muslims at Ramadan month, nighttime, we're like, okay, jom masjid.
Okay, the reason they wanted to do the prayers the 20 times and the 3 times, 20 plus 3, 33 times, it's to what's the reason behind it?
Okay, that one I'm not too sure.
Oh,
All
okay.
I know that it is, if I'm not mistaken, I think my safest answer is say it's because the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessing be upon him, did it. So we're just following in his footsteps. And I think it's something that he shared, that this is a special prayer that we can do only during the month of Ramadan. So I think it's something that goes along that story. So we've been doing it ever since.
I see.
And also we are also from the text, also it is said that during the month of Ramadan, our deeds, or I'm not sure how accurate it is, but our deeds are double or triple every time we try to do good.
It's a very interesting way.
Yeah, so because it wants to teach us piety, humbleness, what it's like to starve in someone else's shoes. Because in the month of Ramadan, also you see a lot of Muslims, they start donating. Donations go up.
This one I know. It's like for Ramadan, when my Muslim friend fast, I only know that it's because they wanted to what's that? What's the word again? For my wedding is to feel the same suffering as the people who is less fortunate.
It is, yes, that is the basic understanding of it. Yes,
Yes.
that's correct. But I think I like to look at it a bit more deeper by tossing.
Yes, please.
Would be that, yes, also the reason is to feel what the less fortunate feel, and also it is a month that we practice modesty, because it's not just food that we're abstaining from. Usually in the month of Ramadan, like good deeds are double or triple. There's also certain ways that technically breaks our fast. If let's say we start cursing out, we start thinking dirty thoughts, we have in very intimate, we start having intimacy with our spouse. Holding hands and all that is fine, but the moment it gets like somewhat intimate and like adultish, reproductive, then that breaks your fast. So it's also a month of abstaining and modesty.
Okay, question. Holding hand, is it considered intimate?
If you are husband and wife, it's okay. It's fine. I think lah. I think it's okay.
Okay.
As a husband and wife, because that is halal.
Makes sense.
Sometimes, to provide a sense of protection or whatever. Because in Islam, in one thing in marriage, usually if whatever you do for your wife is good, like if let's say the wife just wants to feel safe or whatsoever, and she was okay, if it makes her happy, make her happy, because that's a duty by right as a Muslim man to his wife.
Understand.
So yeah, that's why I provide a lot to the wife. It's very important. It's actually quite women privileged, to be honest. I mean, like, that's not bad, but house duty is like, it's actually not bad because every money is passive income.
I'm not following when you say the last part.
For example, the reason why I say that is because when a man has a wife when they're Muslim, the wife receives money from the husband, and that's the dowry, I think.
Yeah.
I'm not sure which way it goes. I'm a bit confused on the culture. I know someone gives something to someone, okay? But usually, whatever the wife has, her money is hers. Nobody can touch it. It's hers to spend however she wishes.
Yep.
She also gets a monthly income from the husband because she has the right to demand. For like maybe food,
expenses, for her household,
for her own beauty, for her own health, and all that, for her own happiness, whatever, and all that, like, or entertainment, or to make a home, And the husband's money it's not to his, he has to share, but the husband cannot touch the wife.
Money.
Cannot touch her money. The wife is wife, but the wife can take the husband's money also.
Makes sense. I mean, like, it makes sense to me, but at the same time, it's like, why does it make sense to me?
It's I think it instills a simple role of marriage
and then like expectation.
Within the because it's like Islam is like a religion to provide itself as a guide to life. So I guess that's how like things work, as a male-female scenario, and we're supposed to reproduce in a halal-ish way. Trying to advocate halal C here, even though I do bad, but I try.
Okay, I think we had this conversation about like speaking of the topic of Muslims and halal, right? Is if I think we talk about like if you are a Muslim, you are not encouraged to study other people's culture, is it?
No, that is incorrect. That is
Oh,
false.
oh, okay.
Okay, there is a reason. I forgot who or which person that was quite significant in Islamic history. History. Where because he said that dealing with numbers and science is considered playing with the devil or something like learning the evil ways.
Oh, okay.
So because of that, the actually a lot of things actually came out of Islam because they were actually having a lot of discovery. How come the Arabic numerals were using numbers and all that?
Yeah, because
That's
if I were to study, I backtrack a bit and look at the history, right? Actually, like the alphabetic numbers, sorry, not alphabetic numbers. The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is actually from, if you backtrack, is from like Muslims who created it, right?
mm-hmm.
So actually, a lot of things that we have right now is thanks to Muslims as well.
That's why I like to point all that is all of this discovery came from actually there was a before that guy wrote that about that piece, right? Of like, oh, studying is evil.
Yeah.
Before him, there was this era that you can easily search up on the internet and everyone I highly if you want to learn about the proper Islam, like not proper Islam, but you can see how
The history now.
good example of a good utopia, like trying to function properly. There is called the golden era of Islam. During that golden era of Islam, a lot of discoveries was made. It was like Nobel worthy, like constantly boom, 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 boom. Hospitals, medicine,
Even alcohol, right?
alcohol. Yeah, that's why it's called arak.
I was surprised by
Liquor.
it when I first.
Oh, liquor is not, but arak, yes.
Yeah.
Because it origins from Arabs.
Interesting.
A lot of things came out of the Middle East. A lot of things. Tarot card reading, shit. Alchemy, shit. Everything. Astrology, all the science, pseudoscience, and current science we have now has linked towards that time and era. It's just that the books and all, and then like it's all historical, yada yada, political.
I think it's that's one of the reasons that yeah. Okay, let me finish my thought first. That's one of the reasons why I feel like I don't want to be in any religion, because I feel like there's constantly has people like gatekeeping and then saying that no, our religion is better, our religion is like there's always a human touch to it, and then I have feeling that religion should not be like this. It should be something more, how should I put this? Spiritual. I think there's a word. Spiritual.
Spiritual and more maybe cooperational. Is that a word?
Cooperational. I have no idea what is cooperational.
I know, something that they just tolong menolong, help each other as a society, take care of the society and all
Yeah,
that.
that makes sense. That makes sense.
So technically, in all religion, they kind of try and say practice and respect the different religions. I think so, because in Islam we are told to respect other religions. We're supposed to respect people of Jews, Christianity, and I forgot. I'm sorry, I'm still learning. Forgive me.
No, don't say sorry. I learned a lot today, and I quite like it. I really
I'm
like
just being careful. You never know on the internet. There's a lot of Muslim netizens.
it. I mean, you can't please everyone. I'm prepared to be hate by a lot of people because I bring up this topic.
Yeah.
I'm really prepared, but I'm curious enough to want to know because
You want to hear a quick fun fact, by the way?
Yeah, please do.
That's like kind of like to tie up that little like Muslim discussion we had. Okay, so quick fun fact. Okay, so Islam has actually also spread to China, which actually is quite.
I heard before. Yep.
It turns out that their historical trade routes actually goes beyond that, and they were Muslims, and they were quite well connected with the trades of emperor. And I'm not sure because there are mosques in China that date to the emperor's seal and all that, which shows a sign of protection and all that. Which also, maybe if we tie to we just reach out a bit further into history. Let's just try and reach maybe China, right? They theorize that maybe China also spread Islam to Southeast Asia and that region. Possibly, I don't know, maybe. But also, people also used to say that Hang Tuah, this is all just rumors, by the way, Hang Tuah was a Chinese,
Yeah, I heard that as well, but I have no idea how true is that.
Because usually that's why they see, for theory that they say that is because of Hang, and there's the Hang Jebat, Hang Tua, and all that.
Yeah.
That Hang maybe is like a title or a Chinese name.
No
Possibly lah. I'm not sure. Some historian. I'm just guessing. Like, I could be talking crap right now, but who knows?
So not enough evidence, alright. It's just all kind of like fairy tales, myth.
I don't want to. I believe that more than the education system that I'm being taught. In Malaysia, it has been dropping quite a few. Compared to our parents' time and our predecessors' time.
No, hold on.
Because-
Wait, let me stop. When you say that, when you say dropping more compared to our parents' time and now, what do you mean by that?
The standard of education.
Oh, okay. The standard of education.
Or
Tell me more about that, because I'm quite detached from the educational system of Malaysia. I mean, I know most of that I don't agree, but that's me. That's just me.
Okay.
No.
So the thing is, Malaysia's education system we are quite fast. We're quite fast in dealing with our educations because our degrees are only like 3 years compared to other countries. That is true, and also we are still an Asian country, quite fast.
But
Yes.
when you say like degrees only 3 years, I thought that's standard. Is that not supposed to be 3 years?
Well, some universities are 4 years in different. I hear that most of my friends internationally that their degrees are 4 years usually.
Yeah. Oh, so by like it's like a global worldwide international standard is like 4 years.
I'm assuming so because most of the time where all my international friends they say they come here, because the education here is fast, like 3 years. It's much more fast.
No wonder people. I mean, at that in this case, Is it both to say I'm assuming, Malaysian students are having so much stress because we cram all of things to like shorter period of time.
That's right. We still Asian.
It makes sense. That one makes so much sense. If that case, it makes so much sense why especially people I know, friends that I know is fucking stressed and they study, and let's say friends that I had on overseas, they said I love studying, I love getting like going to college and all that. Like, dude, what the fuck?
Actually, I understand why they say that because I guess I had somewhat of. I can understand why they used to enjoy college back then because the standard of education in the US, not US, maybe outside of Malaysia is completely different from Malaysia, because I know in Malaysia, we mostly just like the standard is, it's like we're going back to high school. We're going to class, but it's a fancier building lah, with facilities and all. We go there, we hang out, we study and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And usually, I'm trying not to generalize. I would say that yes, there are some batches where you generally have proper class sessions where there's a student and teacher
relationship going on.
Relationship connections with the class that's interactive, that is thought-provoking, that's going on class. It's like it you genuinely learn from the class,
Mm-hmm.
and it must be done as together.
Mm-hmm.
But I know that most of the classes or unis or batches, usually it's always like the teacher spoons feed you the knowledge, buka mulut, and then you, as a student, you just swallow.
And then read through the textbook, and then like
read the textbook, and okay, no questions. Yeah, I don't have any questions. I don't think my question's good enough. Like, no, that's not true. Have the balls to ask your questions. You're paying to be stupid. Okay, make your money count.
mm-hmm.
Because also Asians were usually typically shy, and also we are always used to thought with the rigorous school systems that we always go through.
Yeah, I think shy plus the want to stand out. Because the moment you stand out, you have to bear the eyesight of people and bear the risk of being humiliated. So maybe I say something stupid or ask some stupid questions like constantly being scared of being judged, basically.
I would like to think that it is due to our environment of usually I've been to a Chinese school.
Mm-hmm.
Subang Hua I went to Chinese school. I know what it's similar to like. Usually the ones that stand out in Chinese school is usually either you excel at something really great that is of co-curricular activities or education-wise, or your class
clown.
idiot bully or whatsoever.
Yep.
Those idiot ones that don't do their homework and always causing trouble and all that. The naughty ones, like normal naughty ones. You know, they're just slow, they don't understand, and they're more fun.
Yep.
So because of that, I think that sets up the environment like, oh, rather than trying to stand out, if we can't get the best and we don't want to be like looking like an idiot, we don't want to stand out. That's why maybe in a normal sea of unity, they feel safe. Which is something that it's nothing wrong with it, but usually if it's too safe, it doesn't lead any thought provokingness because we have to offend people sometimes if we want to learn.
Yeah.
Because like for example, CK did not know much about Islam, and he asked me, some people might take offense, like, oh, how many years? 30, haven't learned what? Yeah, you know, and they all go on. So it's fine to ask the questions, even though if you think it's stupid, ask. I do that all the time.
Yeah, that's not. Makes sense.
Hope that answers something.
Yeah, that answers quite a bit. Oh well, I think the topic drift out quite a bit.
To be honest, so far I don't know where we are now.
Never mind, we just follow the flow. Hold on. We were talking about the religion previously, and then we were talking about the. Let's go back to the topic of like, you know, you said we thought about Muslims are the one who actually being exploring a lot of different types. You mentioned about astrology, you mentioned about tarot, you mentioned about like science. A lot of that dated back to Muslims. And
Yep.
you did we can cut this off here if you don't want to mention. You did mention that you did tarot. I mean, you studied tarot cards.
Oh yes. This is perfectly fine. I'm okay with it. Okay, so let me just jot this down so that I know where we are at.
That is best. That's a better way to do it. It's like minutes.
Because I know we were from EAM, then you were talking about religion because you were curious from your friend,
Yeah.
and then I talked about Ramadan, and then talking about Islam, and then Islam talking about discovery, and then discovery, here we are with tarot card.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Anyways,
You miss out school though, but it's fine.
Oh yeah, and school. Thank you. School, discovery.
You mentioned about education system is the correct the standard is dropping. It's dropped.
Yeah.
And then we talk about people don't want to stand up because of like stuff.
Just doing a little what so that you can see like, oh yeah, this is where we recap.
That's good.
Just to help you out, you know.
Thank you. I appreciate it. You know the editor's pain.
No worries, I know. Alright, and so now we are at tarot cards.
Ta-da.
Super card. Okay, anyway, so yes, I actually do it's not practice. I study tarot cards because I was curious at it. This is let's just say the safe answer is, and this is my public answer, is that okay, I use tarot card as a way to help people navigate and see and help them deal with their questions. Usually in Islam, you're not supposed to practice it, but I do it most out of curiosity because it is somewhat pseudoscience. That's why Islam usually does not allow us to study it, because actually we have been tested because there is some folklore from Islam back then, and the mythologies and in the Qurans and tales like in the books of Jesus and stuff. Humans did have magic at one time and they went crazy with it. So I believe there was a reason why it was taken from us and all that. For example, just an example, maybe a little bit of a sidetrack story, like you know, that's where demigods used to come from. Depictions of like Zeus, lightning, thunder, Babylon's, you know, Lut, the city of sex and all that. Like there were magics and things beyond, and Solomon as well. So yeah, so I do tarot cards. I use it to study and learn, because turns out tarot cards also used to come from back to Islam. Well, not Islam lah, Middle East lah. Not Islam. I'm so sorry, but Middle East.
So hold on. When you say Middle East, is it not correlated with Islamic culture?
Yeah, it's not. Islam is Islam, but
okay.
because it also was something that originated from Arabian culture of the mysticism and all that. Because before Islam's final messenger came, Nabi Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessing be upon him. We used to I forgot what's the term. I keep saying this, but I always keep forgetting it. But I somehow remember it. Not just shamanism, but like animalism, anima something, where we worship like the nature or trees or certain things. Right? And if you think about it, why is the East always having better, scarier horror movies? Like we can come out so much more banger ones. Like it's very like scary, and we have so much mystical folklore compared to the standard Western ones, which is like usually all possessed, haunted ones. But ours is diverse as hell, just like our food.
Yes.
So that's why tarot cards. I guess to tie it back to what I'm trying to say before, that's why I'm using it to study and to see what and how with is this knowledge helpful, and also how it can help people.
I see.
You know, as a psychology student, also it's sometimes usually I use it to help people like maybe find some meaning or track in their life or distractions that they're going through, that they're curious about the future. Because just a small thing. Because the reason why also Islam says no to all this, also this is what we refer to as smooth sayers. Smooth sayers. It's usually someone that just says things smoothly, so to ease your heart and all that. So I think like I use it as more of a healing modern way of counseling. That's what my public answer is.
Yeah,
but, you know,
because I
who knows?
yeah, because like in Chinese, like you have this thing called 算命. It's like it's what is 算命in English? Count your count your life. Not really count your life. It's more towards like see your date of birth, your time of birth, your 八字, and then like say like you like, for example, the recent example I can give, I can say like your son's this 八字 can is going to be very wealthy, and then but he cannot go. If he meet this kind of people, he's going to be very sway or some shit like that. So and then he can only rise in what's that wealth if he's grow his business towards the west. So it's like, what the fuck is all this? I have no fucking clue.
That is exactly what smooth sayer is, which is in Islam, which is but I would say historically as well, mystically, that if you think about it, Chinese culture has Luna. They're based on the Luna.
Yes.
So as Islam as well. What astrology actually derived, and also Eastern philosophy of their Chinese, the zodiacs and all, and their own spiritual systems and their numerologies and their time of what is actually just as complex as the astrology ones, which is actually similar to each other. Which actually
maybe I was thinking, maybe is it because of like different point of view, but it's actually the same thing, same big picture.
I like to see it as two scientists looking at the same sky and they're trying to make sense of things.
That's what I'm picturing.
Yeah, and I think that's a great way, and that's why I do tarot card reading. It's like I'm just looking at the stars and just trying my best.
Okay, let me ask more, because I thought I know tarot cards, but when I tried to piece together and if I were to explain what is tarot cards to people, right? I don't think I can do that. So, would you like to try to explain what is like a tarot card to people who never heard of tarot card before?
Oh, no worries. Let me give you a quick rundown of the tarot cards. Okay, so tarot card reading 101. Welcome to assistant professor. Not assistant to professor. Don't know who. My name is Imran. Professor Life. Yeah. I'm just the assistant. I'm just learning from life. And the professor is life. I'm the assistant. Hello, welcome. So tarot card reading usually is done by a deck. But if we go, okay, so just give me a moment to pull out the
deck yourself.
No, I have done this before.
You actually done explanation to people before on tarot cards, huh?
No, but I have. Okay, so let's see. It says European, but actually it's not European.
Terracotta.
There is, yeah, Terracotta. Okay, I'll just give the generic one. Terracotta usually is a deck that's usually that was made by Walter White. Walter White. I feel I'm butchering the name. MashaAllah. Give me a moment.
Who is Walter White?
Not Walter White. That's the character.
Water White. Water white can be caused by excessive trapped water in your water pipes. Means
No,
I don't think that's water white I'm looking for.
Rider weight. Yeah. Rider weight. It's Let me see. Let me just give a quick recheck on
that. In the meantime, I bring up the website. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is water white that I was told before this. So it's definitely not the case. It's not water white. What's the name of the guy you say again? Rider weight. Rider weights. Wait. I hope I got this. No, I got this wrong. Never mind. Tarot cards origin. Italy. It says in Italy though.
Is it really?
Tarot,
Is
correct?
really?
I have no idea, to be honest.
Do you think the whites were well enough? The whites, I'm sorry, Westerners. Geographical is fine.
To be honest, I don't have enough knowledge to make that conclusion. But whatever internet says, I just believe first. Until I have another information coming that proven that is nope. So I can make my judgment. Okay, going back. Let me know if you're done.
No, I'm just.
Ah!
Wait, no, it's not Egyptians or Gypsies. Hold on. Well, then again, cards have been like ownership of the origins is like really far back. So fuck it, let's leave that to the historians to deal with who had the origins of tarot cards. Comment down below, please. Have links and references so that we can have a meaningful discussion. But there is so in a tarot card deck, it consists of 50. Oh lord, how many cards are there? Tarot card decks.
52. It's like a poker deck,
No. How many cards?
Like a playing card.
It is because its origin is from Oh wait, what on earth am I doing? I have this book right here. I bought this for a reason.
Bro.
Encyclopedia. There we go. I knew this would come in handy.
Well, it just come in handy that the places that you did not expect.
Yeah, see? Manifestation, bitches.
So...
Yeah, not manifestation. Okay, let's see. Tarots, talismans, testimony. Apa ni? T-A-R.
Is that literally a kamus?
It is encyclopedia of
Oh, speaking of encyclopedia, I have not touched encyclopedias ever since I finished reading all the encyclopedia in my house as of when I was a child.
Oh.
Because I have nothing to do at home, so I just buy my dad. Back then I was quite well off, my family, so we kind of like got sold. My dad got sold a whole collection of encyclopedia at home.
It's quite nice. I see the reasons for having it because it's like something you can just read up. Like, oh, random shit also you can read up.
Yes.
Surprisingly.
Yes.
Like, huh. Okay, so tarot cards. Where the hell are you? Gallows. Cards.
So ladies and gentlemen, this is the time where we have a small break. Da 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 dum dum da dum dum. Da 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 dun dun da dun dun. Da 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 dun da dun da 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 dun da dun dun. Da 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 dun dun. Welcome to Chinka Wants to Know. We are having a short break. Today, our guest is Imran, the very intelligent guy. Currently, where he is searching for the information about tarot so that he can share to us. So please stay tuned. Da 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 da.
Three, four, three.
Oh yeah, since we are on the procedure thingy, I previously went to Swamming site for the Chinese fortune telling thingy, and that's way back. And I carry I mean you can continue such I'm talking to the audience here, just sharing a story. I carry a feeling of like half belief, half don't. It's like man, I don't know what I'm going to expect, so I just go and have my fortune checked or tell, and I mean the fortune that I get is like I having a good life. I know what I want, and then yada yada yada. I really have like no affiliation to that. I have not stick to that. But apparently, from what I read of what I exposed recently, that having studying feng shui or what's it getting your 时辰八字, or for Chinese we have this called 八字. That means your birth date, your time of birth. That's the things that holds represent your life in a sense. So you might want to tweak your, this is what the Chinese always say, if you're able to tweak your lifestyle to suit your 八字, and then you'll be very, you're set for life. You can be very successful businessman, you can be successful in life, or even be happy or something like that. So I was not exposed to all this information as I was child, only when I come out to society to work. Like when I go for insurance, when I was being an insurance agent, I took my exam and got my insurance card, and I was exposed to my insurance buddies, insurance agents, colleague, and then I was exposed to what's this, live reading? No, sorry, fortune telling, and then I got very interested as usual. So I went and have a look, but I don't understand it. I guess it's not meant to be understood, because for me, I only exposed it like just now. I mean, at that moment is very short period of time. So, but I'm very curious because it should have its own truth to a certain extent. That's what I believe. Because no, I don't believe people can just sprout nonsense and then like gain people's beliefs and it can become a business or become that it can change someone's life. I don't believe that. Okay, you're back. Yeah, you are not. Okay. So
Okay, what do you want to know about the tarot cards again? Excuse me.
I am curious because I don't know how to explain, or rather, I have no idea what the tarot card do. I have a rough idea, but I don't understand why people want to go for tarot card. It's like your fortune telling, right? You want to read your future. You want to know like what am I facing right now. I might want like a second opinion. Like I already have my direction already, but I want a second opinion from a tarot card reader. Is that how you call it? Tarot card?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
a tarot card reader. So that's what I can picture. If like let's say I'm going to you to have my fortune read via tarot card. So it's because I want to know that is this direction my clear goal or some shit like that. I think
Fair enough.
that's how I picture it. And of course, just want to clarify, my opinion is not equals to the truth that I'm looking for right now.
We're just both people searching in the stars, trying to find the truth together. It's okay. We look together, CK. I got you. Okay, so tarot cards.
You even have books with with stickers and bookmarks all over it.
I've been studying.
Yeah, I can see that.
So a tarot card deck usually consists of two types of cards, which is the major arcana and the minor arcana. Major arcanas are like the picture cards we see in the poker deck, which consists of 22 cards. You know, where we know like the sun, the star, the moon. There's no joker. No joker. That's their what?
Oh, that's different. Okay.
Yeah, and then the way that is, it's kind of like the joker, I guess. But jokers, because these cards are a bit more older compared to the suits, because they are as well just like playing cards back then. Because this is as well fortune telling, where they're using the chants and numbers and divinity to see in the future or see what were to be foretold. Because some people say that it's come from Italian routes because of the hypothesis due to Italy as a country with the most cards of greatest development from an artistic point, because of their suits. Tarot cards work just the same, which brings to the minor arcana. So the major arcanas are like the king, queens, jacks, and joker. Minor arcanas are the numbers of like one, not one lah, but like 3 diamonds, 7 clubs, and all that. The minor arcanas are the cups, swords, pentacles.
Pentacles.
The one where the
Pentagon.
There you go. This is a pentacle.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure.
Yeah. I never saw that before. Okay.
This is a pentacle. This is the Ace of Pentacles. This is cups. So there's different kinds. It's just like tarot cards as well, because there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 cups. Well, not 13 lah. Maybe up to 12 or certain. And then they become like the Page of Cups, the Queen of Cups, or the King of Cups. So that's where like you can see how poker cards also evolution has some traces back to that.
Interesting.
So the deck, so that makes up for all those, that itself. Okay, so major arcanas are 22 cards.
Yeah.
Minor arcanas take up 56 cards.
Whoa. Okay.
So 72. And usually just like fortune telling and however way they want to use, read the stars, read the signs, read the fates, or use instruments, they use these cards and luck to like predict the future. So that is the basis of tarot card reading. And each card have its meaning. Based on their picture and because of their portraits that was made back then. So yeah, that's my best introduction to tarot cards. How one uses it, there are certain rituals. If we want to go deeper into that, we can go into that later.
Yeah. Okay, so when you said you help people with the tarot cards, what do you mean by that?
Because some people, okay, the way that I use it as a psychology student, and I hope I become a practitioner of psychology, like a counselor or an academic, or just something, or maybe just for fun or whatsoever. I use it to help people to maybe sometimes open up, because usually I know that as a Muslim I'm supposed to believe all this, so I did I guess it's my like loophole into it, where if there are people that believe in it, then okay, good for them. Then I don't mind using that as a form of instruments for them to project their stresses, their doubts, their anjongness, like, oh, you cannot think anything, everything's so much to kalam kabut already.
Yeah.
Just help them bring some order into it and help them deal with it one at a time. So that's how I use it as like psychology. Hopefully, I try to incorporate it. So yes, that's how I use it to help.
So from what I'm looking at, it's one of the ways for you to help your to assist your patient or the person you're talking to have a more clear path for themselves and their future. That's how I see it. And I think
the thing is, it's not actually okay. This is why I draw the line where, like, okay, like, to what degree I use it to, do I use it as a trick to, like, who knows, get money from it, or generally try to connect to the spiritual aspect of it and actually tell the person's actual possibilities and future, or I use it as a counselor to help them project it as a counselor side. Or I mean, this is what I think and how I would do it ethically, is that because counselors generally, we're not really the ones that always give you the answers.
Yeah.
We don't tell you what to do. We're not life coach.
Yep.
We're just people that help you. Oh, this is a safe place that you can somehow help you and give you good suggestions. That's it. You know, we just try to help you move forward. We're just the guy that holds your hand like, okay, Jom, let's go. You know? We do most of the listening. It's not, and this is how usually counselors usually supposed to be, is that we are the ones that are supposed to be just listening. We don't talk much. We just listen to what they need to tell us. And sometimes they don't even need to tell us jack shit also.
They just want your presence.
It depends on what they need. Because for some people, it's always good to vent some certain private things, you know. So it's like a safe space for that. So that's why, as a counselor, I don't want to sell it as something for them to, like, oh, this is what's going to happen to deal with your problem. No, that's not what I'm trying to do. No, what I'm trying to do is, that you told me this. Let's see what the cards might happen. And then suddenly they are talking on their own, and then they ask this or that or whatsoever, and suddenly they start connecting things, yada yada yada. They start going on their own, and they tell the story. I just explain what it means if they want to choose to believe it. It's just honestly something for them to go into.
So as you mentioned, this is basically the reason why you use tarot cards, because this is one of the ways that for them to open up to you, because sometimes it's very hard to open up to people, especially like new people. Like we say, a counselor is sometimes very personal, and I don't know how to open up.
It is. That's why usually it takes a lot of trust, and it's something that the client and the counselor has to work together on to maintain if the person generally needs it. The point of us counseling you, is so that we can, okay, you're good to go, you're feeling great, go and tackle the world. If you can self-manage, great. The point of it is so that you don't have to come back. But if you need to come back, we're always open. You know, but we understand that it takes a long time. So if you invest the time, you don't have to come back ever again. That way you're saving money too. Rather than come back. Like you're leaving the work halfway. We're supposed to work on this together.
Okay, then it brings me a second. Sorry, continue.
Before you go on your second question, is there? You take 1 quick minute. I want to take my charger from my laptop before it dies.
Go. Yeah. And now I have the music. I don't have to sing myself. I have the music background. But yep, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for dropping by. And this is Kiat Wants to Know. Currently, I'm with Imran, who is currently getting his charger to charge his laptop so that he can continue on this podcast. Very, very lovely podcast session.
I have a question. Is that an audience?
Sorry?
Is that an audience?
Is there an audience as in now, or when people listening?
It would be cool, like, if you ever get big enough that, like, you have a live stream thing going on.
I don't know. There's
long-term goals, maybe.
Sorry.
One of the long-term goals, maybe, where the podcast gets enough traction well enough.
To be honest, I have no big plans for this podcast yet, because this podcast is meant to be as the podcast name goes, Kiat Wants to Know. Maybe different project I want to specifically for the community, then it's different case. But this one is more towards like very selfish reasons of like Kiat personally want to know more about like you at first. Then eventually I know more about what you do, and then what you study, and then eventually it's like, oh damn, I can ask you about Islamic, I can ask you about what the tarot cards, stuff like that. So that because of my curiosity, I ask more things, and then you're answering more. So
that's great.
It's a selfish reason.
Never stops.
Don't let them stop.
Learning never stops.
Oh, yeah, learning never stops. Okay, I think did I answer my second question? Never mind, it fly past already. I remember you told me about this, and I really, really want to talk about this. It's you did mention about for your final year project, you did research on this thing for in the internet, cyber harassment or something like that.
Ah, yes, yes.
Are we allowed to talk about it?
Yeah, we can talk about it. I am currently doing my final year project. That's why most of the college student, I don't know why they keep arrogantly saying FYP like it's such a great thing. It's usually what most university students do before they get their degree, which is some kind of research or whatsoever that helps academically to some degree. We do a research, and I am currently doing my research on the experience of women on online sexual harassment in Malaysia during the period of MCO.
Very specific.
Yeah, during the endemic lah. During the endemic or pandemic, I'm not too sure, but yes, that what I'm doing is a qualitative explorative study. Meaning qualitative is how the person affects how they feel. It is more like how you feel, why is it so. It's not very quantifiable things.
Then how do you collect this data? Like, do you ask them personally? Like, how do you feel after I talk to you?
Usually when you have qualitative studies, you want to get what the experience is like. So you can, for most of the ways they do it is usually interviews, one-to-one personal interviews with certain questions in mind that will lead to further discussions, and that is recorded and then also typed, and then there is a key pattern. And once we do this for maybe a set few, like 12 or 15 or 20 people. It depends on the sample size of how big you want to make this study on. And from that qualitative study of like multiple people that you personally interviewed and you transcribe it, there is a pattern somewhere that we call thematic words. So we call it thematic process, where we see the themes of these certain words. And we see, okay, these are the certain things that people keep repeating. So this must be something that they feel collectively. So that's how we find out how we feel collectively, or why we feel certainly that certain things can help tackle the issues.
Yep, that makes sense to me. I mean, like, it's using, in a sense, it's using data to understand why things happens and how things happens, and then try to solve them.
It's like using patterns.
Not data, patterns. Yeah.
Yeah, patterns and human. Since we're so complex.
We are. Humans are complex.
So yeah, I'm doing that online sexual harassment, which has been going on in Malaysia for, I would say it's been rising like crazy, to be honest.
Do tell me. I mean, like, the only things that I can relate to, I mean, I got sent a dick pic once. I got sent a dick pic once.
That just, I like how that just fly out of nowhere.
Yeah,
like, whoa!
No, because at first I was trying to say that I relate to that, but I want to say the reason I want to say this is because it's not that I want to see that guy's penis, is because I want to relate to, because I'm a gamer, and I noticed that girls gamer have it very rough. It's like constantly being condemned, constantly being like belittled, and like words that's flying out of people's mouths saying that, yo, why are you playing? Why are you playing games? You should not be here. Girls, I don't want to play with girls, and it's very shitty, to the point I feel very bad for the ladies. So that's the direction I want to go to. However, the moment I said that I relate to it, so it immediately links to my past experience of a dude sending me his very interesting and weird penis picture, and then I was like, bro, please stop sending me this. But he respectfully says sorry and then like cancel off.
Oh, okay, that makes so much sense. Earlier you said you sent a dick pic.
Oh, I sent a dick pic. No. I'm so sorry. I received a dick pic, which is.
I'm pretty sure you said. Let's check back in the editing. Let's just do this real quick.
Yeah. I don't think I sent a dick pic, but okay.
Go and check back.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure you said.
No wonder you were like, what the fuck, he just said. Okay,
Yeah,
makes so much more sense. Okay, so
suddenly
I
I'm
receive.
okay, I don't mind.
I receive, and I have no idea why you want to send like the prioritized picture to
I thought
people.
like, okay, we're going to a confession style. Okay, sure, we can talk about that too. It's like, it makes sense now.
No, I don't find. Sorry, I don't understand the reason why you want to send, like, oh no way, just send a penis picture to a guy or a girl. Is what about that?
So yeah, I think that what you did is it is weird. Yeah, people do send dick pics randomly, and girl gamers have it rough as well. Then to be fair as well, this brings back that one point I want to make earlier is that I would just want to make one point early on is that sex sells. Okay,
Makes sense.
sex sells, and then attractions. Attractions can function in a different manner, like humor or like personality
Mm-hmm.
and all that. So that's why some attractiveness always is sex usually is the easiest to attract a lot.
Yep.
And you attract a lot of sorts of dudes on the internet, and on the internet they offer you a sense of anonymity, a sense of
Yeah.
safeness. You're behind a screen, it's safe, you're in your room.
Yep.
You don't know who you are. So you feel like you can do whatever you want on the internet, which it's thanks to the evolution of internet when we went from like internet 2 and then like internet 3.0 and now we're going into the internet 4.0, like kind of like a revolution kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Or no, we're fifth generation of internet now. We're entering the fifth
Hold
generation.
on. Okay, first generation is just establishing the World Wide Web, is
like
it?
like just the reading part. There's no sending mails or all that. It's
And
posting.
second one is mail.
Yeah, connections and all that.
Third is
Threads and tweets and videos, and that's where we start. And then the fourth generation is
social
where we start
media.
media apps. Yeah,
Then the
and
fifth.
something that is something new that you guys can search on. I'm not too well. I'm still learning on this. Where it's like because of metaverse and all that, and anonymity, NFTs and metaverse and shit. Cyberspace and cyber
Huawei is this
real estate. Yes, cyber real estate.
Yeah,
that's what metaverse is. So it's kind of that's a sense of anonymity that we have right now. So yeah, back to the point.
So far, how's your research and like what's the conclusion that you draft up so far?
Well, right now, because the thing is, I'm still in the learning stage. I just got my ethics approval from my proposal. So the background research I have so far is still introductory. It's still like only like 5 research reviews in all that. Usually males, because of that sense of anonymity, males are more prone to online sexual harassment. When it's on the internet, it can be anonymous from whatever they want. But usually as well, if let's say we talk about more personal level, like not even just like, because like girls, they try a lot of attention, and the internet is such a worldwide place, and there's a lot of weirdos on the internet because of porn and everything. And also males are more prone to lust compared to females. While females is more emotional, while males is more physical. It's very easy. That's why you look at the bazungas and the bottoms and yada yada, the biological indicator. So because of that, and also of porn, our sense of way we treat with women has changed a lot. That's why if we think about, yes, our grandparents had porn and all that too, but they knew how to talk to women. They didn't have a safe place so much to just constantly go on the internet and just be a troll or be how disgusting you want to be. There's a sense of you take care of yourself socially and all that, where we slowly deteriorate, which is thanks to porn. Porn addiction is a genuine issue that I've discovered from my research as well from this, that we've started to lose a sense of how we start to, I would say that I would theorize that or hypothesize, that the relationship between males and females are getting more distant between each other as we continue on, because nowadays people don't know how to communicate, interact now.
Makes sense.
Because now the internet is getting more developed in the college and city areas, yes, but also one thing that also my research has pointed out, which is quite interesting, I'll say is the main point, is that online sexual harassment also usually tends to happen from people that they know.
Oh.
but
People
it's
that
from
they
a,
know. That
so they
means.
pretend to be anonymous. It turns out it's someone that they kind of like had somewhat of a connection to, like friends or coaches or something, managers or something like that. It can be like that. It's someone that you know, or it can be your friend's friend, your brother's friend, or whatsoever. It can happen like that. Because of that, online sexual harassment has gotten even worse. Because personally, I have been looking and observing certain online areas of interest that is more towards the adultish side of the community of Malaysia, where online sexual harassment is so prevalent now that it is getting worse and worse for men, because men now are exploiting this more and more, and women are not feeling more and more safe, and they're getting more disturbed. And also because of MCO, that's why I'm doing my research during the time period of MCO, that we've been on the online so much that we don't know how to act ourselves in the real world. We've fallen too much to our lust already, and we start acting like so much crazy party animals and whatsoever. That's why men have a genuine problem of controlling lust. That's one thing that I somewhat am starting to reach a conclusion towards too. So yeah.
Interesting. I think
It's a lot.
Sorry?
It's a lot to take in.
Yeah, I would want to have like someone who has really studied in or already do research in this subject, and I want to ask him or her about this topic as well, because I believe that there's more to explore. Because I believe we're just scratching the surface here. I mean, there's more things to talk about. Maybe the psychology part, the culture of the like what we are living. Maybe in Malaysia is different from Japan or from Europe. That sexual harassment might be different as well. It's very similar starting point, but the effect is very different. You never know. So yeah.
I would say that because of that, Malaysia is also quite an interesting case when it comes to our sexual harassment. Compare worse ways of how sexual harassment happens between
What?
and all that.
Hold on, can you repeat that? You said worst ways of comparing? Sorry, I missed out that.
It's like what I'm doing right now is like what I want to show is the comparison between how Malaysia uniquely does their sexual harassment compared to other countries.
Okay.
It is quite interesting, because since Malaysian communities were still at a kampong mindset, that's why there's also a lot of incest and young marriage that's covered by Islam. And God, I forgot my point. I'm so sorry.
That's a sign. That's actually a good sign from my point of view. So for me, I call that a chinket moment for me, because I oftentimes have like something along my mind, and then suddenly it's like, hey, it's gone now. The thought fly away.
Thought's gone. Oh well, it was meant to be. It's meant to be.
Yep. Okay. Then we move on to the next question. Then I think I'm glad that I read down stuff.
This can be like a part 1 and then a part 2 where we come back to the research, the interviews.
Oh yeah. I think I asked pretty much every question beside this one. Martial arts. You recently get back to sorry, not get back to, you went to Thai kickboxing.
Yes, I've recently returned back to Muay Thai boxing.
So before that, what were you prior to this, have you have any martial arts experience?
I mean, it's not that great. Like, oh, I'm like coming back to fight or whatsoever.
No. I said, like, do you practice like martial arts? Yeah.
When I was a kid, I practiced a bit of taekwondo during primary in my share. But that was kind of fun. So in that sense, it gave me a sense of like, an energy to exploit, and also I swam a lot. So as I try to combat porn addiction as well, I use this martial arts as a great way to express physical energy, which is a great way. So I used to do Muay Thai when I was in college, because I got introduced to it to my local gym, and I met a great Sifu, which I want to give a great shout out to, AKLS Klang. Muay Thai, yeah. So I got back into Muay Thai kickboxing because it's a great way to spend energy and get me moving, and also to have a sense of discipline and also like a sense of brotherhood where you practice martial arts. It feels great. You know, all the testosterone, like, we're all sweating, we're all getting good and healthy. We're learning to protect ourselves, because I think martial arts is an important skill to learn as well. You know,
It's martial arts skill. I think it's
I think
something
it's a life
bigger.
skill.
I think it's a bigger thing than that. But let's put it as under skill category for now. Yeah, it's something
I
that
think
is good thing to a good skill to have. Let's use that word. Yes, it's a good skill to have.
a
Sorry.
good skill.
Because it teaches you like discipline, it teaches you like commitment, it teaches you like, I think these two is already enough already, and that dictates that actually set you up with a lot of success in life already. Just with these two,
Yep.
discipline and commitment.
Once you-
A lot of successful people practices like some form of what's that martial arts like Brazilian jiu-jitsu, karate, mixed martial arts and stuff like that. So
Yeah. Every culture has their own form of fighting. That's how important to defend oneself is. It is a life skill that must be handed down from generation to generation. I think it's something that all of us should pick up. Something, the art of defending yourself, at least to some degree. You know, we all turn into like Shaolin soccer, where we enter the world, everyone doing kung fu, all jumping on the bus. Everyone can defend themselves and fight off themselves. I mean, which is good, because it's such a scary world right now, and like especially with the recent case at Tamarind Square, the like sexual harassment. Did you not hear about it?
should I search about it?
Recently, male was caught in Puchong
Oh,
because he was molesting two women in Tamarind Square
oh dear.
at, I don't know which day afternoon. He approached the first victim by offering to help her because she was a staff, I guess, somewhere. And then like he offered to help her like carry these boxes to her cars, and then after that he like sexually harassed her by like assaulting her butt, like just like rubbing it, and then like molesting. Yes, molestation is no good. And then he later waited at a elevator and hugged a woman from behind and like molested her breast. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's
And then escaped, and then he ran, and then he was caught in Puchong at his home.
I wonder what is going on in his mind. It's like
And like I said, that's why the relationship and distance between males and females are getting further and further. That's why I think females should learn to pick up an art to protect yourself, ladies. You know, you're all a queen, so learn a queen skill.
I would agree. And for males as well, I think we want to try to inspire people to learn how to speak, to interact. And at first, I want to say like you join Toastmasters. One of the way out is to join Toastmasters. But Toastmasters is not a way for you to, not particularly a way for you to learn how to communicate. It's more a way to enable you to speak your mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's more of a social weapon. That's like, because you can't always like, since we're in the modern era of like, we can't just punch our way through everything.
Yes.
We need to have diplomacy and legality.
I have no idea what that.
Like you want to be like safe when what you want to do. Like there's laws and shit that you need to deal with, and diplomacy where how you deal with people, where you talk out situations, how you negotiate your way out of it.
Yep.
We're in a social world, so we have to learn this set of skills as well. I think it's just as equally as important as martial arts, how to socially interact and how to get or defend yourself around certain ways from being socially overwhelmed.
It's kind of like we call that soft skill, right? You need to know how to communicate, to know how to say things diplomatically. It's kind of like a soft skill that it's not everyone have, and it's definitely a good thing to possess this skill to navigate your life more smoothly. That's my opinion. And because if you want to, the reason I say that is because all this while I grew up as a shy kid. I grew up as a timid kid, and so I noticed that being not able to talk to people or communicate well, communicate my thought well, that is such a huge burden to like, huge pressure to myself. That's like, I'm fucking frustrated I cannot talk well and stuff like that. So eventually, pick up self-help book and like eventually work my way, the way I communicate, the way I listen to people, and body language and all those. The intention is for me to communicate, to talk to people, to connect like what we are doing right now, and then all those things falls into place. Like all those like confident, how to be confident in front of people, how to be friendly, how to all those things is actually just a tools for you to, at the end you want to connect with people, you want to have this conversation with this person.
Yeah, I totally agree to that, because like if you think about it, I would dare say that you know, you, CK, and me, we both at a certain age, the reason why we both also met in Toastmaster, I would say, is also because we went through somewhat of a similar pattern in life where, you know, fate sometimes repeat itself.
Yeah.
You know, or because of society, how it keeps recreating the same scenario for different people. Where you and I, maybe we were both like, we were the school ones that are like very hard to communicate to the other kids, the one that hard to connect, the losers or whatsoever.
Mhm.
Maybe one or two few friends, but like we always see the popular ones.
Mhm.
And then I'll say that from there, we try to work it in our own way, because as you were trying to work from self-help and all that, I would say that, oh yeah, I also did that too, where I picked up a few self-help books and then I started working, playing, learning like cards and all. Like, would you like a quick demonstration?
Sorry, you were saying?
Hold up.
You want to do a demonstration? Please do. Please do. Do you still have the skill that you learned back then?
Yeah, I like because I like the idea of gambling and
Playing cards.
yeah, and there's certain way you can play card. And then I also picked up magician tricks
Mm-hmm.
where I could fool people into believing certain things
Mm-hmm.
about how I can manipulate cards to my own benefit.
Mm-hmm. Damn.
So there's all that. There's a little quick. I stop a bit, but you know, I
Well,
use that to help connect to people during high school because I used to get really bad social anxiety
Mm-hmm.
and I couldn't even talk to people and it felt very bad. So I figured out a way that to connect people. I like, okay, use cards. And it's like, oh, everyone likes a magic trick. There's always a surprise factor. So like, I like leaving people like on a happy note.
Mhm.
So, and as a gamer, you know, like this is something that I could grind my ass on.
Yep.
So I use that to help overcome my stuff. So like when I don't know, like, hey, here's a magic trick. It's like, oh wow, how'd you do that? That's a secret. I was like, no way. So yeah. And then like eventually, somehow Toastmasters I found out, and you and me, we bump into each other's fates, and our lives are forever intertwined. Like a
Mhm.
hey, let's make sticky. You know, you get the icky. For sure.
I can't connect now, but yeah, I understand. Words wise, not connecting, but meaning wise, I think I get it. So for me, right, actually, so, feel brother. So for me, it's actually back then the tools the ways I try to connect to people is like seeing what they do. There's this there's this period of time where during my high school there's people love to there's a period of shuffling. It's a period of shuffling,
Oh, no.
and I'm very embarrassed.
Icky.
I'm very embarrassed.
Please. I demonstrated something just now.
And
Can I
then
please a quick demo? Come on.
No, I'm not
Come
gonna do
on.
it. I'm gonna do
Guys,
it, but I'm gonna do it when we go out. Okay, I mean it's fine, but I'm not gonna do it
comment
here.
down below. Okay. CK, don't edit this part out. No.
I have the editing power. Okay. Anyway, so what they did is like
Please,
when
future CK, don't cut this out.
so what happened is during the one of the break times when the teacher is not here, we are waiting for the teacher to come, right? The cool kids are shuffling and showing off like what they learn on the I don't know where they learn. and they were shuffling off, and then I was like looking at them. I was observing. Then eventually, when I constantly try to hang out with them, but only at the edge. It's like their circle, but I'm at the edge. I'm looking at what they are doing, the cookies are doing. So eventually, I picked up shuffling, and the first time I did shuffle, and then there was like like chicken, you the quiet kids did shuffle and stuff like that. So it's like kind of hype, and then that's the first time I feel like I've been accepted. However, very quickly, it goes back when the teacher comes. Then we all go back to our same place, right? The connection is lost again. so I was since then I was trying to like find ways to like connect to people again, to feel the sense of belonging.
To replicate that moment. To replicate that moment.
Yeah, to replicate that moment. So, but eventually, now in the life, I feel like I face so much of this. Basically, I would say I'm mature. There's a lot more things I can tell, but I would say I'm mature right now. I'm still learning, but I'm more mature right now that I don't need a sense of belonging. I don't need to like please someone or please a group of people so that I can feel like, oh,
you're wiser than you were.
Yeah, and I'm glad I'm glad I am right now. So
Learning never stops.
Sorry.
Learning never stops.
Yep, going back to the same thing, learning never stops. And I think besides learning never stops, I think you would need to. For me, I'm quite proud of myself that even though I knocked myself in the wall multiple times, like I faced like so many troubles and like failures and all, I still move on because I carry. All this while I did know I was positive, but I'm quite positive in life. It's like things happen to me. I said, okay, brush it off, and then I still want to learn new things. I look things in a much more positive way, and I didn't acknowledge this until recently. Like I said, recently is like 1-2 years ago. Because all this while I thought I'm very pessimist. It's like because all this while I've been thinking about what's the worst case scenario that can happen to me? Die, and then eventually things. It's not that dreadful as it seems. So what you lost $500. So what you lost the $5,000. You can easily earn it back. You have the capabilities. It's just a minor setback. So yeah, I would say I'm quite pessimist all this while because I'm looking things at a very shitty position. But now that only recently I view it as like, that's actually quite positive because you can see the negative in things. That's why you view it as positive or more realistically. You're not dead. You still can work on things. You still can do things like I'm doing the podcast right now. I don't want to feel regret in my life. I've been saying I want to do this podcast since 3, 4, 5 years ago. And the reason of I want to do podcast like this is because it's kind of like a selfish reason because I've been helped by a lot of people. In my life I have a lot of, in Chinese we call 贵人. I have no idea how to translate this in English. 贵人 is what? People who Sorry?
贵人.
If a direct translate is expensive people. But it's not.
Rich people, rare people lah.
No. The direct translate is that, but the meaning behind the meaning of 贵人 is people who pulls you up to enlighten you, to elevate you to the next level, next stage of your life.
贵人啊.
Yeah,
Wow.
I met a lot of 贵人 in my life, and that not financially helped me. It's like emotionally, mentally helped me elevate to the next stage. So I met a lot of these kind of people, and that helped me grow a lot. So I was thinking, as I was talking to a close buddy of mine, which is just a few, and sometimes when we talk about how we settle things, how we handle things, sometimes I really feel like this conversation helps me so much that I think that if some person in this world, some people in this world hear our conversation will say like, damn, I can do this way too. Then this person having a same issue that I have or similar issue that I have, and they're going through the same pain. I understand you. I feel you. This kind of like they are not represented in the world or represented in the media, and I wanted to be their, in a sense, be their voice. So hence, I want to make a podcast. So this is one of the ideas.
I think it's a great idea.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to ask, it was interesting that you were mentioning all that. I wanted to ask, like, when you said about the negative aspects and your pessimism, right?
Mm-hmm.
At what age do you think you were at that? Is it
I was I am not clinically diagnosed being depressed or something like that. I don't know if I'm depressed as a kid. I have no way to know, but I know I'm suicidal. I have suicide thought. That was.
Do you when was your first thought, and at what age?
I believe there's the age of 11, 13, 14 like that. Roughly there. I have no clear answer, but roughly there. Because I know, I still remember I'm screaming at my pillow, and like every time it's like I feel like shit. Sorry, your next question.
And then when you started feeling like the positive aspect, we started meeting this 贵人, and like you started seeing the positive and negative. And can you remember the first instance that in your memory that you can remember? What was the one that impacted you? Like, when was that?
Actually, it's at around the same age as well. It's just that I did not notice. He's my friend. I'm sorry. He's back then I labeled as a very close friend because I only have a few friends that I held dear. But now I would not want to spend my time talking to him because it often drain me more than I can continue a conversation with him. So that was when I was from 4, from 5. From 4, from 5 is what age? 13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
16, 17.
Yeah. So that age I made my first recognizable 贵人 now. And then after that, like, jump out. There's multiple. There's a few. I met a few in my life. That's what
like just touching them, huh?
And then eventually, like things just fall into place. Just moving towards. I just moved to the direction that I want to go. Just answers just keep coming more.
Do you think that maybe the sense of like making this podcast and like being a 贵人, like would you consider yourself one? Because like you have been somewhat of a helpful person towards me as well. Would you consider 贵人?
Small part of me, yes. It's not the whole. That's not the whole intention. But small part of me, I understand that I am helping people in a sense, or rather, yeah, a small part of me understand that I'm actually never trying to connect with people. Assist this person doing something that he or she like, or he or she love in their path, in their journey. So, but the more the intention is I want to see you happy. The big intention for me, the clear conscious is I want to see you happy. And for me, happiness is when you chasing your passion or do something for your passion, do something for your dream. That is what I see genuine happiness. Because no money can buy that. That's for me. Hence, I actually my eyes will shine when you talk about your passion. And people talk about their passion, I was like, tell me more. It's like if you want to be like the golden retriever and see the owner come back, I will behave like that. So yeah, and I would say I would 100% like emotionally support whoever that is who know their path with their passion and all. So yeah, I hope that
y'all should collab with this man. Collab with him. He deserves all good review. Very guarantee. Asian quality. 100% pure grade. Personality and attractiveness. And humor too. Great speaker. Very bubbly character. Think of a happy cloud.
The middle part of all the never mind. I also lazy to do it thought lah. But thank you so much for the praise. Let me accept it. Accept.
Alright, so what else do we have to ask?
I think for now, we can talk about that next time lah. But for now, I think it's all good. It's all good. Anything else you want to let the audience know before we call it a close?
Um,
Do you have a quote that you live by?
do I?
Let me share mine. Let me share mine. Okay.
What's yours?
Recently, I changed my quote. It's like, I think I said it just now already. It's like do something you love, like have the strength, have the courage to chase something that you like, and eventually you will be more happy that way. That's what I want to say.
Hmm.
Do you have any? I mean, you don't have to have one. You don't need to have one.
I have a few that I remember in my life. I have one personal one that I used in my college life.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the most casual one I always remember would be I never lose. I'll either win or I learn.
Mm.
And then there's one that I hold very dear to my heart, which is something that my mother told me when I was asking about our financial situation, with a backstory. It's like we may be not financially well off. We may not be rich financially, but we're rich in love.
Mm.
A very
Oh. That's very interesting because I never. I oftentimes heard we are not rich financially, but I must reach in education. But I rarely heard, or I never heard of, never rich in financially not rich, but I'm rich in love. That's very interesting. I love that quote a lot.
spoken by a true poet.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, this was Jinket Wants to Know episode 5, and we have a very lovely guest here. Thank you so much for spending your time here, Imran. And I wish that smiles that is always on your face, love that always fill your heart, and definitely joy that comes into your life in every possible way. Jinket signing off. Bye bye.
Bye.